basically, I'm interested in ways of exploring the traditional repertoire, but I also want to honor the political orientation of People's Voice Cafe, and so part of the way that I'm trying to do that is by looking at historical context, because this is music of working people. A lot of this music is connected to American history in ways that we still don't really fully understand. So I'm going to play a song called Johnson City Blues. I don't know if anyone knows that. I first heard it on a record of old-time songs from the 20s. Then I realized that the new Lost City Ramblers play it. And there's a verse in this song that always grabbed my attention, but I never knew what to make of it. Way down in Nicaragua, as far as I could go, strangest bunch of soldiers that you ever saw. I was like, why is he talking about Nicaragua in a song about Tennessee? And so this morning I was researching that, and it turns out that this is a reference to a man who led a bunch of mercenaries to take over Nicaragua in the 1850s. The reference literally goes back 70 years. And the reason that they wanted to take over Nicaragua, well, it was partly just American imperialism, but it was also an attempt to expand the slave-owning territories. And this man was literally insane. He thought he could just kind of take over Nicaragua. Any plus ça change, as the French say. So, Johnson City Blues. Went up on Lookout Mountain, about as far as I could see. I was trying to find a woman, made a monkey out of me. I went down to the depot, time to catch a cannonball. At the blues in Chattanooga, won't be back till late next fall. Down in Memphis, on East Main Street, I was watching all the people that I chanced to meet. Then I saw my sweet daddy strolling down the flat. Wearing a tailor-made suit and a John B. Stetson. I said, Daddy, sweet Daddy, I know you're gonna miss me now, but I don't need no daddy no how. It's trouble, Lord, trouble, it's all I ever find. Going back to John City, I'm gonna worry you off my mind. Way down in Nicaragua, about as far as I could go, was the strangest bunch of people that you ever saw. On the Tennessee River, there beneath the lock and dam, I was looking for my woman, she was looking for her man. Way down in Johnson City, for hospitality, it's about the strangest bunch of people and the finest bunch of people in the state of Tennessee. I'm tired of living this way. I'm going back to Johnson City. I'm gonna go back and stay someday.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention that song was also taken from a song called Chattanooga Blues by Ida Cox. I just thought, and it takes literally about 2/3 of the lyrics are just adapted from Ida Cox. So that's more to think about. I don't know, sometimes So I wanted to also mention that I have a project, a long-term project going on. I want to understand something about the concept of like coffee house music, what I call coffee house music of the early 60s. And so I was talking with Steve Suffett, who I'm very grateful to have this chance to play in Maryland. But I just, it turns out that the coffee house is a really interesting institution, but it wasn't the only institution that kind of created some of this music from the early 60s, the folk music and the singer-songwriter music. And there's famously MacDougal Street. But it turned out to be a lot more complicated when I actually reread The Mayor of MacDougal Street by Dave Van Ronk. And he's actually not crazy about the idea of a coffee house. He actually prefers a nightclub where he can make some money. And he's a little bit resentful of the coffee house scene in California. He's kind of a curmudgeon, but a great curmudgeon. This song is called Joshua Gone Barbados, and it's been covered by a number of people. I first heard it by Tom Rush, and then I listened to Eric von Schmidt's own version. And he was just this guy. He did a lot of traveling during the 50s, and in the early 60s he actually went to these islands in the Caribbean that he talks about, and he observed some of the labor conflicts there, and he wrote this song. It turns out he didn't get everything right, and there's a really good blog about this. His portrait of Joshua is a little bit too negative. It turns out this guy was a hero to many of the locals on St. Vincent Island. But you know, he gets Sonny Child the Overseer is accurately portrayed, and it's just a really interesting attempt to deal with the complexities of labor in a situation. Cain standing in the field, getting old and red. Sonny Child in the hospital, pistol on his bed. Cain standing in the field, getting old and red. A lot of misery in Georgetown, 3 men lying dead. Joshua, head of the government, set a strike for better pay. Cain colors are striking, Joshua gone away. Joshua gone Barbados, staying in a big hotel. People on the island got many sad tales to tell. Sugar melon, I told you, striker, I don't need you to cut my cane. Bring in a bunch of fellas, strike be all in vain. Bring in a bunch of tough fellas, bring them from Zion Hill. Bring them in a bus to Georgetown, you know somebody got killed. Sonny Child the Overseer, I swear he's an ignorant man, walking through the cane field with a pistol on his hand. Joshua gone Barbados, just like he don't know. People on the island, they got no place to go. Sonny Child, he curses strikers, wave his pistol around. They beat his son with a cutlass, beat him to the ground. There's a lot of misery in Georgetown, you can hear the women bawl. Joshua gone Barbados, he don't care at all. Cain standing in the field, getting old and red. Sonny Child in the hospital, with a pistol on his bed. I wish I could go to England, Trinidad or Curacao. People on the island got no place to go. Joshua gone Barbados, just like he don't know. People on St. Vincent got no place to go. Okay.
Oh,
Good song. And so let's get Bob up here. Do you want to get a chair?
I'm getting tired of running around. If I will settle down, it's all my morning. This old fortnight is killing me. I got a letter from my home. Most of my friends are dead and gone. It'll make you worry. It'll make you wonder how times are gone. Talk to me when I was young and free. Ain't got no mother, my brother and sister, won't talk to me. When I was young and foolish, I was easy and strange. I was a cheater and a gambler too. Now it's come my time to lose. That old sporting, I got the best hand. What can I do? I'm getting tired of running around. Believe I will marry, settle down. It's all night. This whole sporting life is killing me. Excellent, excellent. Please forgive me. I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed. I'm employed by no one. If Craig doesn't help me to get a job, I think I'm gonna have to change my name to Bob. Please forgive me, old Caucasians here. I'm unemployed. I'm exploited by no one. When I take my girlfriend out to eat, I ask always, do you take EBT? The way they look at me inspires fear. I'm unemployed. When I'm taking the subway, beggars beg me to take their spot, and I reply I can't afford the cost. And when I say goodbye, they shed a tear. What else can I do? Maybe drink some beer. What else can I do? Maybe hunt a deer. What else can I do? Well, I sing do 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 do. I've got so many economic issues. I can't cry. I can't afford the tissues. I'm so feel as small as one of Snow White's dwarfs. Don't sue me, Disney World, for my remarks. I'm torn between Marx and Freud. Oh, won't you please forgive me, I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed. I don't have a penny. I must have been a baby of 2 or 3. The last time someone felt it was worth stealing from me. I really, really like that lollipop. I'm unemployed. My credit card is killing me. If I'm not able to get a job soon, I'm gonna have to twerk to a fancy tune, something like a mix of reggaeton and pop. I'm unemployed. I can't make a living, but death expenses are rising like the rent. It's such a luxury to have eternal rest. And will I go to heaven if I cannot shop? What else can I do? Maybe drink some beer. Babu, 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 babu. What else can I do? Maybe hunt a deer. Babu, 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 babu. What else can I do? Well, I sing do 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 do. I've got so many economic issues. I can't cry, I can't afford the tissues. I'm so unemployed. Did I feel as small as one of Snow White's dwarfs? Don't sue me, Disney World, for my remarks. I'm torn between Marx and Freud. Oh, won't you please forgive me, I'm unemployed. Oh, won't you please forgive me, I'm unemployed. Oh, won't you please forgive me, I'm unemployed. Oh, beautiful foreign feast, God shed his interest rates on me. America, won't you give a job to this wannabe exploited? Can I at least be demoted? S-O-B. Even a part-time gig will do. Woo! Thank you. So, next song, after that I got a job. It was as a research assistant at NYU. So it was more like a fancy part-time gig. So I did this song, it's called I Got My NYU Card. I got my NYU card and my EDD card, I'm ready for school. I am officially smart, I like abstract art, that makes me so cool. I thought about the squirrels from a bioethical point of view, and have a cup of nothing with my good friend Albert Camus. I got my NYU card and my ATM card, I'm ready for school. I speak like I write and I write like I speak, those are the rules. I will kill and die for an A and do the same because of a B, and suffer from horrendous flashbacks of when I lost that spelling bee. I got my NYU card and my credit card, I'm ready for school. My IQ is quite high, that's why when I get high, I'm not a fool. I have a dog that has a doctorate in international affairs. Some claim he's a bit dogmatic. You know what, I don't think that's fair. I got my NYU card and my medical card, I'm ready for school. One day I'll go nuts, but only in the French tongue, yes, I'll try to be a happy medium between Foucault and Dali. And if I fail to succeed, I'll just have to be a different version of me. I got my NYU card and my Best Buy card, I'm ready for school. I am technologically theoretical and vice versa too. I will rebel against society and oppressive forms of speech and hope to be rewarded with my own private beach. I got my NYU card and my Macy's card, I'm ready for school. I will induce and deduce to reduce interest to those are my tools. I will struggle hard to snuggle in Aphrodite's arms all night. And if by chance I'm heartbroken, it'll be an intellectually fashionable plight. My future is bright, my budget is tight, but I've got a plan. After all, I'm a man. I won't be around for too long. When they come along, I'll be 10 feet underground. And I'll go to heaven, 'cause I've got my I got my NYU karma, EBT karma, ATM karma, credit karma, medical karma, Best Buy karma, Macy's card. Did I mention my NYU card? Oh please, don't tell the feds. I got my NYU card. What about you? So after I got a job, that fancy part-time gig at NYU, where I made $30,000 a year, which was 3 times what I made in Puerto Rico. So I became like that other song, low, middle, middle, low, whatever it was. I went from low, low to low, low in New York, but it was still better than the low, low in Puerto Rico. Anyway, what a great song that was. Okay, so the next song. So when I had a job, I could buy stuff, right? Which is why we get jobs, so we can buy stuff, right? And so we can go to heaven. So I got a Barbie for my daughter, a Rosa Parks Barbie.
Wow!
Yes, liberation arrived, finally. So anyway, this is a song dedicated to Rosa Parks Barbie. I figured there are many songs for Rosa Parks, but no songs for her Barbie, and that is an injustice. Okay. I was looking for a gift. It was my baby girl's 9th birthday party. Maybe a Taylor Swift album or taking her to Arby's. But then I saw you in the news and I just knew right away that you and only you and no one but you could make her day. Oh, Rosa Parks Barbie, the most progressive of them all, challenging segregation in every one of the people. With your ributong glasses, you see the enemy from afar, and you liberate the masses by driving a convertible pink car. With your animal fur coat, you sit in any limousine. That's why you have my vote and that of every stuffed animal and breed. Rosa Parks Barbie, the most rebellious of them all. Fight for what is fashionable with the courage of well of all. 'cause I am a radical. I got you through Amazon, not the mall. Protesting is my day job, but online shopping is my calling. With your certificate of authenticity, no one doubts your pedigree. That you think outside the box was clear to me. Once my daughter set you free. Yeah! When capitalism and black liberation collide, oppressed and oppressor are finally equalized. There was a time when to conquer and to divide, but today we just not multiply by get by and unite. I hope that you know that I'm truly your acolyte. I'll follow you to any condo or pool with a slide. Someday I just start this right before we see the light. That must be why your accessories include a flashlight. Ever since plastic was finally diversified, we can cross any bridge so long as we pay the tolls. And for that I thank you, I thank God and above all. For that I thank you, I thank God and above all. Mattel's CEO. Rosa Parks, Barbie, Beyonce cannot compare. You came to end injustice with the fine movement of your hair. You have all the virtues that freedom fighters claim. You held your ground quite firmly when my daughter stuck you in her clay. Sleeping with my girl, you taught her to be the best that she can be. I'm sorry, when you woke up, you found yourself squashed along with your boutique. Yeah! When capitalism and black liberation collide, oppressed and oppressor are finally equalized. There was a time when to conquer and to divide, but today we just have multiply by get by and unite. I hope that you know that I'm truly your acolyte. I'll follow you to any condo or pool with a slide. Some say it gets darkest right before we see the light. That must be why your accessories include a flashlight. Ever since plastic was finally diversified, we can cross any bridge so long as we pay the toll. And for that I thank you, I thank God and above all. For that I thank you, I thank God and above all. Mattel's CEO. Rosa Parks, Barbie, during the weekend, I heard my girl ask you with anguish, does the revolution ever end? And since you didn't answer, I figured then that's a question for Malcolm Ken. Rosa Parks, Barbie,